Hello, everyone. My name is Amira Cobb Hampton, and I'm a Deputy Alternate Defender in Solano County. I'm originally from Oakland, specifically West Oakland, and I am proud today to say that the village raised me. Now, don't get me wrong, my mother was a single mother, but she never raised me alone. My village consisted of my mother, my aunts, members in my community, as well as members of my local church. And together, that village helped me get to where I am today. Growing up in West Oakland, education and opportunities for advancement were not common. While my mother and her sisters had the opportunity to attend college, this in fact was not common. And so growing up, I knew and I felt a sense of responsibility that I would have to give back to my community from which I came for all of the things that I was able to do that many of the other individuals in my community were not. And how I got to the legal field was, in fact, by circumstance. My mother often reminds me of that one day that she had to go to traffic court. She picked me up from school, and we had to go to traffic court, and so I had to sit in there with her. I remember going up the stairs of the courthouse, and I remember sitting in the courtroom for quite some time waiting for her turn. And although it took a long time for her case to be called, and although at that time I became irritated and tired of waiting, something about that courtroom experience sparked my interest. I fell in love with the law. It was during this time that I was able to observe things that I had not seen in my small community. I was able to observe lawyers who were walking in the hallways. I was able to observe court reporters. I was able to observe legal professionals. And I was also able to observe judges. And it was during this time that I decided I wanted to be a part of the legal community. From that one court appearance at traffic court, my mother will tell you to this day that many a times when I had breaks from school or when there were holidays, when the courthouse was open, we would always go and visit the courthouse. We would find an open courtroom where we could go in and there were some legal proceedings going on, and we would sit and we would watch. We never knew anyone, but it was something about me being in that courtroom that I knew I had to be a part of. One of the many obstacles I faced with getting to where I am today is that I did not personally know any lawyers, judges, paralegals, court reporters, or legal secretaries, or any other legal professionals. But that did not stop me. I decided to take it upon myself to seek those individuals out. And at times, although I was shy, and at times, although I felt discouraged, I continued to push forward. And so what I did is I contacted teachers, I contacted friends, I contacted anyone I knew that I thought could give me some information about what a lawyer was, how to become a part of the legal community, and what can I do to contribute. And I think that everyone, whether you know it or not, has something to contribute to the legal community. From that experience, from that drive of visiting the local courthouse, I was able to continue to push forward. Now, even though I told you before where I came from, I didn't know any lawyers or judges or legal professionals. What I did know is people who had been charged with crimes or people who were victims of crimes. During that time, there were many people that I heard stories from or that I had personally knew who had been charged with crimes or who had been sent to prison. And I knew this sense of responsibility that I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to be able to help people. When I entered law school, I hadn't made a decision as to whether or not I was going to be a prosecutor or defense attorney. But what continued to fuel my desire in order to enter the legal community ultimately made me decide that I wanted to go to the defense side. I wanted to be a voice to people who didn't understand the law. I thought I could be a voice to people who felt as though the justice system just wasn't just for them. I wanted to be a voice to people and to give people hope that, in fact, that they could seek justice and that they would be treated fairly. And I wanted to also protect their rights. And so that's how I became a deputy alternate public defender. I think that one of the most important things I would say to anyone who is somewhat interested is that everyone, as I told you before, can bring something to the legal community. I think one of the most important things that you can bring to this community is your life experiences. Coming from West Oakland, coming from an area at that time that was predominantly low income African Americans, I am able to bring my life experiences, stories I've been told, things that I've witnessed, and be able to relate to my clients, be able to understand some of the hardships that they faced. And I think that's important for anyone who feels that who has been accused of a crime, for anyone who is somewhat apprehensive, for anyone who maybe even feel intimidated by the legal system. When they see me, someone then who may resemble them, or when they see me who they believe is someone who has a similar background to them, that gives them some type of trust and hope in the justice system. And so what I want to say to you all today and to encourage you all is this, is that you don't have to there is no cookie cutter approach, or there's no perfect person or perfect resume or perfect background to enter into the legal community. I think we all bring something to them. And no matter where you come from, no matter what you have or what you don't have, no matter if you come from a place like me, where you don't know anyone in the legal community, but you have an interest in it, I think that you have something that you can contribute to the community. I encourage all of you to seek out your desires, to seek out your passions, and to make that contribution. And remember to stay the course.